Happy Monday, everyone. I have coaching clients who ask me, why do we just have some team members that just disappear? Okay. And my answer to them is, well, what kind of a communication system do you have with them? And today I'm sharing a specific daily strategic communication system that I think you're going to love. I'm Gail Bates, CEO of MyMentorBiz.com, where I help leaders grow million-dollar teams. And this is what I call the Monday Minute Team Building Tip. So that if you're new here, I'd love you to go subscribe to my channel because every Monday I share a team building tip that helps leaders grow strong teams to the million-dollar level. We go up the levels of the comp plan. And I don't want you to miss out because I usually do series. In fact, this is a series of 3, and today we are working on the second set of that series. So it's September, right? Most of your team got bookings on the calendar. They've got new products. They're ready to go. And you have to make sure that you are available to them with a communication strategy, because your team are really looking for your support. They're looking for your guidance and your love, okay, in growing their business. And when they have that, they feel it. They feel more comfortable. They feel more confident. So it's having systems in place that I love. And this week, I'm sharing with you what I call my top 3 ways to communicate with your team. And last week, I want you to go back and watch last week's video because I gave you a strategy on what to do every week. When you do what I shared with you to do every week, your team is going to really love it, and you will get lots of response from that specific way of reaching out to them weekly. Today, we're talking about a daily strategy, as I said, and next week, we're going to talk about what I call an at-large strategy, which I'll be sharing with you next week. So, one of the best things I love about Facebook is that we are able to create a specific team Facebook group just for you and your team only. I love that. It's where you can all come together as a group in one place. And so if you haven't got a team Facebook group set up yet, I highly recommend it, because it's in this team Facebook group where you're really able to communicate with your team, and they really get to know you when they see that you're in there every day sharing a tip with them. And it really does make a difference because they're looking for your guidance. They're looking for ideas. They're looking for things and ways to make their parties have more sales. You get more bookings. All of those things, they're looking for that. And when you are consistently posting and sharing things in that team Facebook group, they are going to feel more successful and feel more confident and know that you're the leader there to lead them. So I have a strategy for you to post in there daily. So you might want to get a pen and paper and write down a few notes, because this is a really great list that I'm going to share with you today that's going to help you really be more in tune with your team, and they're going to really respond to what you're posting. You're going to get a lot more reaction in your team Facebook group when you're posting with the things I'm going to share with you here in this list. So first of all, I want to talk about stories, daily stories. When you share in your team Facebook group, think about sharing stories, things that happen. It could be your journey. You had a party last week that was, you got 2 bookings, but the sales were low. Share with them a little story of maybe you should have had a little bit more information about with your hostess to get higher sales. So those are what I call stories. Don't just share a tip. You want to share a story with a tip. It really helps. So here are the topics that I really recommend. First of all, of course, shout outs. Sharing shout outs in your team is really, the way for everybody to respond. People love to see their name or hear their name. They love to be recognized. So as many shout outs as possible. And yeah, some stories around it. How did that person have success? What did she do to have that success? There's a story around every little success in our business. Next, you want to talk about the product. So you want to have posts all the time in there, at least once or twice a week, about your products, about the facts, about the benefits, about the solutions. You can set up a whole month set of posts to go in your team Facebook group, and scheduling is what I highly recommend. I use SynthShare, so you might want to, even Facebook has its own scheduler. But anything about your products, write that down on your list. The next thing to write down on your list is announcements. You know, your company has things that happen like this, as flash sale or a hostess special or something. So making sure you're on top of announcements coming from your company and even your own team. If you're doing a specific announcement on a specific incentive for your team, making sure that you've got those. This is on your list of things that you're posting in your team Facebook group. Now, here's the other 4 areas that I highly recommend. In fact, I work with my coaching clients on what I call daily impactful activities. I actually call them high impact activities, okay, in these 4 areas. When you are working daily in these 4 areas, your business will thrive. So the first area, of course, is your parties and your bookings. So making sure that's on your list, that every time, every week, you're posting something about how to have a successful party, what happens at a party, hostess, that covers hostess coaching, it covers checkout, it covers all kinds of things, all around getting bookings and having parties. That's the one area you want to make sure you're posting about. The second one, of course, is recruiting. You want your team to grow. So giving them tips on planting recruiting seeds, or, you know, if you've had a conversation, a recruiting conversation, or how to identify someone at your party who you think is a great prospect for your team. Well, every little tip about recruiting, that's the second area. The third area is what I call new business development. And this is where most team members fall flat. They run out of friends and family, they run out of hostesses, and they have nothing left, and it's like their business falls apart. That's because they're not working on developing new business. That has to be an ongoing activity in their business. So how do they do that? Well, as you know, as a leader, vendor events, networking, okay, joining groups on Facebook. But finding new hostesses, new customers is always the best way for you to be working in your business. So making sure you're posting about that, giving them some little tips on that. And the last one, of course, is follow-up. Follow-up is huge. Following, how do they follow up? How do they follow up with customers? How do they follow up with hostesses? How do they follow up with reorder business? How do they follow up with new business if they just met somebody, okay? But the follow-up is a huge area that you can be posting about in your team Facebook group. So there you have, it's a very succinct list, but it is a very, very good list for you to be posting in your team Facebook group to help your team members thrive and have successful businesses. So posting every day is the key, because when you do that, when you're working on those areas, you're adding value and you're inspiring your team to take action. And you know, when you add value and inspire your team, that's when you see great results, okay, come from your team. So the one thing that I want to leave you with today is that really will make you a great leader is posting daily in your team Facebook group, but posting, make sure you're doing it consistently. Not one post on Monday and another post on Thursday. Oh I better post another one on Friday. Consistently. That's why the scheduling ahead of time is really great. Consistently, I work with my clients. We come up with weekly themes around those 4 areas. And then what we do is we post for the whole month so that everything is taken care of. Okay, so your call to action today is to leave me a message below. Tell me if this is being valuable for you and how you're going to work with your team, posting daily in your team Facebook group. I do want you to go to my website where the link is below. I have some exciting new courses coming up in the next few weeks. And there is also a free handout down there for you to work with your team members on how to have a new product launch, especially going into this very exciting season. So have a fabulous Monday, everyone.